welcome back to the NBA value plays for today, Friday. Thank God it's Friday, December 30th. Only a few days left in the year of 2016, and last night had a nice little slate. Believe it or not, it was a pretty fun night to watch the games and play along, and on the DFS slate. So tonight looks like we're going around 9 games, depending where you start or what site you're on. The slates that they offer. There is like an early option. It looks like it came at 4 o'clock today, and if you look on FanDuel, you got an early slate at 4, and then at 8 o'clock it's the main. DraftKings, it looks like the main slate starts at 7. So that's kind of what we're going to focus on, is the main slate here today for the value plays. With that, let's get right into it. House is still freezing, and I'm still sick, so again, pardon the sound of the heater blowing in the background if that's what you're hearing. Hopefully you can hear over that. So, alright, let's dig right into it here. The point guard position, it's going to be hard for me to pay down in this position tonight, honestly. I think the plays are here up above, and it's just one of those positions I don't want to pay down for. But if I do, I'm only going to pay down for at least one. So we'll look into that here, and it's Darren Williams, who I'm going to look at first here. He's 5,900 on DraftKings and 6,400 on FanDuel, so he's a little spendier on the FanDuel side. So DraftKings, I may be more inclined to use him, but on FanDuel, where you need to start 2 point guards, he is another option and comes in at a decent rate. Tonight he's playing in Golden State, so they're going to either get run out of the room, which means Williams may not play as much, or they'll be able to somehow hang with him for, at least 3 quarters. That's kind of what you're hoping for. There's definitely some risk here in this game for sure. They're projected to lose by a significant amount, put up 97 points in a game where the total's 212. So keep that in mind with Williams. But if you're a risk taker, maybe even in GPPs, he can get it done with limited minutes. His usage rates right now is 27. He averages a 1.05 fantasy points a minute. So the production is there when he's on the court. Tonight, it looks like we have him projected to play 35 minutes. Golden State's the 17th ranked team in DVP, so the opportunity is there. Just gotta hope that they can hang with the Warriors tonight and not get blown out. Let's see, over his last 3 games here, he's played 33, 23, and 32 minutes. Scored 24 points against New Orleans 3 games ago. 23.7, 16.6, and 39.9 fantasy points. So Darren Williams, still pretty cheap, all considered his production. The other option I'm looking at, and if you're not as don't want to be as risk averse, is Ricky Rubio, who I'm liking plenty tonight at 5,900. He's been playing pretty well as of late. He's not scoring, which kind of isn't his forte, but the assists are there, and the T-Wolves are really using that pick and roll. So Ricky Rubio is a nice option as well at the point guard tonight. All right, over at shooting guard, I'm looking at Gary Harris. Harris comes in at 4,700 on DraftKings, and let's see, he's 4,600 on FanDuel. Harris is in a pretty good spot here tonight. He's facing the 18th ranked team in DVP, and he's projected to win tonight. Denver over Philly, put up 111 points. Team total, the game total is 211. So, Harris is in a pretty good spot here. He's projected to play about 30 minutes. His true usage rate right now is 20.2. So he's been pretty productive when he's on the court. There's no complaints there, and Philadelphia is just not very good at guarding the two guard positions. Harris, over his last 3, has actually been very good. All things considered, 21.3, 16.3, and 24.4 fantasy points over on FanDuel. And that's all around, right around that, hovering around that 30-minute range where he's projected to play tonight. All right. The other option here is Alan Crabb. I really normally don't like playing this guy, but the minutes are just there. For now, the key with Crab is paying attention to Lillard, making sure that he's actually going to play. If Lillard is out, Crab is a great option. He comes in at 4,100. Sorry about that, guys. I had a little coughing fit there. So Crab coming in at 4,100 on DraftKings, 3,700 on FanDuel. Last 3 games, he's put up 23.4 points, 15, and 14.2. So a little up and down with Crab, but tonight I think he's in a decent enough spot. And like I said, if Lillard's not playing, he could be a pretty sneaky option. He might be pretty high owned as well, just because of the injury news, depending when that comes out. But yeah, if he plays 35 minutes, his usage rate's 14.3, just under a fantasy point a minute. So Crab is a nice, risky, but solid enough option at shooting guard. Into the small forward position, I'm looking at Robert Covington first and foremost tonight. He's $5,200 on FanDuel, and he's $5,000 over on DraftKings. Sir Robert has been playing pretty well, all things considered. Well, not as great over his minutes. I mean, he's getting the minutes. He's playing 33-plus minutes, but his production just hasn't really been there. But tonight I think he's in a pretty good spot in Denver. His last 3 games, yeah, he's put up 12.7, 18.7, and 24.4 fantasy points. Before that, he was on a tear where he's putting up 23-plus. So I think he can get back there tonight to that level against Denver. They're actually ranked pretty good in DVP, believe it or not, actually. 5th overall, with only 38 points allowed. So this is more of a GPP punt here with Covington if you're willing to go down there. You know, he's projected for 34 minutes still, like he's been getting. Usage rate's high enough. It's 19.3. So Covington, we got him projected for 27.8 points over on DraftKings tonight. Not a terrible play. You could definitely do worse at small forward. Small forward is Marcus Morris. He's 4,400 on DraftKings and 4,400 on FanDuel. Same price there. Morris had been coming off the bench for a while, but I believe he's back in the starting role now. We got him projected at 32 minutes tonight. 19.42 usage rate. Morris is just kind of consistent. I mean, he's more known for his defense, but he can get it done points-wise as well. Against Milwaukee, his last game, he put up 11 points in 23 minutes, 17.9 fantasy points. Game before that in Cleveland, he had a nice game, 36 minutes, 15 real-time points, and 29 fantasy points. So Morris makes another great small forward option tonight if you don't want to risk playing Sir Covington. Power forward, we're going with Gorgie Dang, my guy in Minnesota here. Dang's been playing like lights out the last few games here. He's been getting heavy minutes like all Timberwolves do. 39 minutes, 35, 29, 43, 40, 40 over his last 5 or 6 games there. In his last 2 games, he's put up 34.1 and 30.9 fantasy points. You know, he had one clunker in there with the 12. After that, it's back to that. 24.5, 30 points, 26.3. Gorgie's in a pretty good spot tonight. His opponent, let's check out and see here. Yeah, his opponent's ranked 10th in DVP, so not extremely favorable, but they're still giving up 47 points to the power forward position. And Gorgie's just under a fantasy point a minute, so he makes a nice play at this price. I have no problems paying that much for him here. If you want to go even cheaper, you can look down to John Lure, who's also been playing very, very well. 33 minutes we got him projected for tonight. He's averaging 0.93 fantasy points a minute. So Lure is in another good spot. Detroit's just been kind of a mystery team. You know, they're playing Atlanta, kind of a high-tempo game. They're projected to lose tonight, so he should be on the court enough. Atlanta's actually very good against power forward. Millsap over there and Howard are pretty good against the bigs. So keep that in mind as well with Lure. He may not have as easy of a night as he had been previously. So, yeah, he's been consistent. Sorry. Over 20 points, easily over his last five games here. 23.4, 24.5, 21.4, 26.5 fantasy points. So Lure has been playing very, very well, and his price really hasn't caught up to him yet. Under 5K on both sites. And to wrap it up, I'm going with the real risk here. Joakim Noah. Noah's been playing, I mean, he's coming off a pretty big game. And he seems to be back healthy for the Knicks, so I can't really complain there. He's played 38 minutes in Atlanta, his last game, and he put up 42.7 points. Game before that in Boston, 28 minutes, 25.4 points. So he's averaging just under, a fantasy point a minute. And his production's been solid enough that if you're looking to punt the center position, which I don't know if I will be tonight, but if you are, or just need an extra spot, 4,600 for Noah isn't terrible. New Orleans is actually ranked 27th against DVP, against the center position. So he's in a good enough spot where if he plays 28 minutes like we project him, he could put up 28 points. And that may be enough of a punt play for you there to come close or to meet 6X tonight. So with that, I will let you go. I will clear my throat, and stay tuned for the values post written out. There may be some updates on there depending on injuries and Vegas lines and whatnot. So good luck, everyone. Have a good day.